Second Nature for Children is in the house. I hope everyone is doing well. I want to chop it up with you a little bit about, I'm sure it's your favorite subject. I want to talk about making money. I'm going to give you 13 connections to financial success. 13 connections. Anytime you're going to be successful at something, it comes with a connection of things, several things that you have to do. It won't be just one thing you have to do. There, especially when you grinding from the ground up to either build something or accomplish something, you're trying to get that first $1,000,000. There's a connection of things that you have to put together. But I want to be very transparent as we talk about this money, that Second Nature for Children is a complete wellness program where we focus on dealing with the mind, the body, and the soul, something that gives you a foundation for the journey that you're on. Because anything without a base will fall. And that's what's happening to us as a people. We don't have a base, we have nothing to stand on, so we're falling. I just want you to think about that for a second. So as you come in the room, family, make sure you subscribe to the channel so we can continue to put this information out and push this information to our people throughout the world. Make sure you hit that like and make sure you share this information. I'm gonna leave it right there because a lot of us are not subscribing, liking, or sharing. And it's very simple. I just did a video on why Blacks make simple so complicated when I'm simply asking, subscribe. If you like, hit that thumbs up. If you don't like, then I have a comment section and you see that email address right there. Let me know anything I've said that's not true. And share this information because you know at least 1 to 10 people, if you be honest, needs to hear this information. I'm bringing this information definitely to the Black community. I know I'm coming on YouTube among entertainment and I'm working on bringing wisdom. So I know I got a big fight and a big hill to pull, especially trying to pull my people from entertainment to bring wisdom. But I'm gonna give it a shot because our children's lives are at stake. If the children's lives were not at stake, I wouldn't even worry about it. So Facebook family, make sure you go over to YouTube, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. There's our website. You want to see the great work we're doing with the children, check us out. If you would like to cash out to help sponsor our program with our youth and be a donor, there's the information. Go to our Facebook page and see the work that we are doing with our children. Money. We all know what money is, so I don't have to define it. The currency of it, the gold, the silver, whatever you want to call it, the paper. Family, let's be very transparent. Money is not more important than your health. I want that to sink in 1 second. I know we got to get that money so we can live. I got you. But if you don't take care of yourself physically, you won't live. And it's so sad that we have to wait until we almost dead or the doctor have to tell us that we have to get it together because we've been grinding so much on trying to make money to our health is bad. So always remember, we have to make sure we put things in the prospective place and make sure our priorities are lined up. Money is not more important than your health. You can lose money and get money back, but if you die, it's a wrap. Something to think about. Money is not more important than your mental state. If you have disorders or issues, illnesses that you're dealing with mentally, and you make a lot of money, even the Bible says that a fool and his money will soon part. Y'all can't stay together. And family, money is definitely not more important than your soul. And a lot of us have sold our soul for money. A lot of us, money is our God. And that's one of the worst places to be in, when money is your God. Just something to think about. So I just want to be very transparent that we're going to talk about this money. We're going to talk about how to connect this money, ways to make this money. But I just want you to understand that you begin to get this money. It's not more important than you taking care of yourself physically. It's not more important than you taking care of yourself mentally. And it's not more important than you taking care of yourself spiritually. Let's get it. The number one thing you need to do to be financially successful is know who you are. I did a video on finding your niche. Knowing who you are would be a great start for you to begin to figure out how you're going to get that first million. Who you are, what you do, what do you have to offer? Have you ever heard you can be anything you want to be? I beg the difference on that. You can't be anything you want to be, because I'm sure that a lot of us have lived long enough that we want to be something that we are not. But there's a high percentage that you can be anything you want to be with the passion and love of what you're going after. Because it's going to take some things that you're going to have to go through, some things you're going to have to do. So you're going to have passion for it, and you're going to have to love it. Then your percentage of being successful at it, it goes up. So number one, you got to make sure that you know who you are. And go back and look at that video that I put out about finding your niche, how you find yourself. Number two, you got to make sure you have a plan, family. You got the plan. Number two, you got to have a way of making or doing something that has been worked out beforehand. In other words, you got to be able to see it before you see it. You got to be able to literally see it before you achieve it. You got to have a plan. Number one, you got to know who you are. Number two, you got to have a plan. Number three, you got to be willing to learn. Once you stop learning, it's a wrap. It's over. You can stop. You won't be financially successful once you stop learning. Wherever you are, that's it. It's a wrap. You must continue to learn. You have to be wise with your 24 hours. You have to be wise with your 24 hours. That's number four. A millionaire and a billionaire have the same 24 hours you have. A millionaire and a billionaire, they have the same 24 hours you have. They just spend their 24 hours different than you spend your 24 hours. So you got to be very wise with your 24 hours and how you spend it. You got to be disciplined. That's a training of the mind. You have to be disciplined, family. You have to learn consistency. You have to learn, that's a degree of firmness. No matter what comes up, no matter what's going on, you got to stay consistent. You got to stay consistent if you want to be financially successful. If you want to be successful in anything, it comes with consistency. You have to have tenacity because things gonna get rough. So you have to have tenacity. Things are going to get rough. Now, I'm giving you these things because these are things that you have to connect. That means you have to link these things together. And if financial is simply of having to do with money matters, since we're talking about money, and to be successful is simply a favorable result, the gain of wealth, since we're talking about money. So we got to make sure that we're connecting these things together that I'm giving you. You got to understand what is hard work. You have to understand what is hard work, done with energy, done with persistence. You got to understand. Then you have to understand what is smart work. Everything you don't have to be so hard about doing it. You have to be witty about it. You got to learn that. You have to learn the difference between hard work and smart work. You have to do both of them because you have to show energy and persistence, meaning hard work, but then you have to be smart about it, showing wits about, and it's smart work. Family, you have to make good decisions. When you're talking about gaining wealth, financial success, you have to work on making good decisions. Think about it. You have to know what's in demand, what people need, what people want. Once again, what's in demand, what people need, what people want. Think about it. Then, family, you have to be patient. A lot of times we can pulled away because things weren't happening as fast as we wanted it to happen. So you got to be patient. You got to have a willingness to put up with waiting, not waiting sitting around, but grinding and waiting for it to happen. Some pain may come in it, some trouble may come, but it has to be a calm endurance without complaining or losing self-control. You got to be patient. It's coming. You just got to keep grinding. And the last but not least, never quit. Never quit. Never quit. I'm going to say that again, family. Never quit. It may not be what you're doing. So you're going to have to learn how to adjust yourself because your money may be in another area. That's where your smarts come in because you could just be working hard and hard and hard at something. It's just like climbing the tree to get an apple and you're working hard to climb that tree to get that apple. You keep sliding down, and every time you get closer and closer to that apple, you keep sliding down. And you've been doing it for months and months and months. And then you finally get to the top of the apple tree just to find out it's an orange tree. You've been putting in all that work. So you got to be witty and you got to know what you're doing, but you can never quit because you may be going in the wrong direction. So we got to learn that if we're going in the wrong direction, you got to have a discernment. You got to be connected and in tune with yourself to know I may need to make some adjustments to get this money. Those are the 13 connections to financial success. Knowing who you are, planning, willing to learn. You have to be wise with your 24 hours, discipline, consistency, tenacity, understanding hard work, understanding smart work, decision making, knowing what's in demand, patience, and never quitting. Family, I guarantee you begin to connect that together. You're on your way to financial success. If you need my help, family, you see my email address. I love to help you out. All you got to do is hit me up. Until we come back together, I'll holler.